gentlemen, we are on the road again. It is January 11th and it is 10:30 p.m. I'm leaving so late because my hope is that by the time I get there, the roads will be frozen. Most people don't wish for frozen roads, but where I'm going, it's kind of the only way to get up there right now is when they're frozen. So we'll see how it goes. Probably pick back up with you guys when we get up on the ranch. Take care, guys. Welcome back. So we are on Interstate 40, probably about an hour away from the town that is nearest to my property. The best that I can tell, the current temperature is, sorry guys, I don't know if you can see that, 24, 25 degrees outside. That's based on my intake temperature from my engine. This truck doesn't have a outside temperature reading. So I have a program I use that will give me all kinds of information, including the temperature of my intake air. I'm not sure how accurate it is. I know when we sit for a little bit, the temperature goes up a lot, but that's because we're not moving, there's no airflow, and the engine, I'm sure, is warming the air that's going through the intake. But once you get out on the road, get some airflow in there, it cools right down. So this is what I was hoping for. I was hoping for it to be in the 20s, maybe high teens. So when I got up there, everything would be nice and solid for me to drive on. And I got a feeling that's what we're gonna get. So, all right, just thought I'd share that with you guys. What time is it? It is, oh, it's 2:45 a.m. Yeah. So, anyways, I will probably pick back up with you guys once we get to the ranch. Take care. All right, we're up at the ranch. The road's pretty rough, sorry guys. I've been up at the ranch for a while on trying to get up to my place. Almost there. Got about 4 more miles to go. The road up here wasn't too bad until about 1.5 miles ago. And then it got pretty nasty. So luckily it's frozen right now. Otherwise, during the day, this would be just a complete mud bog. And as you can see, we still have snow. I don't know if that's better or, no, that's not better. Anyways, this road's really tore up. Gosh dang it. But not, yeah, I'm gonna put it in 4-wheel drive. All right, 4-wheel drive. Not too many people drive up here because there's only a couple of property owners out here. So that's why this part of the road is like terrible compared to the rest. So I already figured it was going to be like this, but otherwise the rest of the trip up here wasn't too bad. Whoa. I'm sliding all over the place. Anyways, oh, there's a big rut. Sorry guys, I can't go. I can't hold this thing still with as bad as this road is. You can't really see it, but it's jacked up bad. So anyways, this is the road in its condition right now. This is exactly why I wanted to come up here at this time of morning, and it is almost 4:30 a.m. now, and I don't know what the temperature is. It's in the 20s, I think, low 20s. The little app that I have on my stereo head there it's pretty close when you're at highway speeds, but when you're down doing, you know, 15-20 miles an hour, there's not enough airflow going through the engine compartment to suck all the heat that's generated by the motor, to not warm up the air in there when it's going through the intake. So it was reading much higher than I knew it was when we were at this speed, basically 15 miles per hour. So anyhow, can't see it, but I got in four-wheel drive, got the traction control off. Always take the traction control off when you're in mud or snow off-road. Otherwise you could potentially get stuck. So we got busted branches all over the place from the snow out here. I'm gonna let you guys go so I can put another hand on the steering wheel, and I don't know, I might update you as soon as I get up to my place. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. Take care. Welcome back to AZ Off Grid. It is January 12th, 2020, and it's just after 11 a.m. 38 degrees. It has been a long time since I've been up here. The last time I was here was nearly 3 months ago, somewhere around the end of October, I think. Haven't been able to get up here mainly due to the weather. Pretty much absolutely the weather. I had planned on coming up in November, and we started getting rain, and then shortly thereafter a whole lot of snow. And I'll show you some images of that snow right here. Okay, so you can see that the snow is up on the table, almost 2 feet, and nearly to the top of the picnic table there. This is looking out towards my driveway from the cabin. You can't see much but snow. And there's the battery room and the water tank. It's up to the bottom of the door on the battery room there. And here's the shipping container. It's almost up to the handles on the shipping container. So it's a lot of snow. It's pretty ridiculous. And then it started getting really cold and staying cold. And snow has just not been melting off fast enough to allow me to come up. I mean, I've been watching it through my cameras from back home, and it's just not, you know, there's days when it would warm up to 50 or 55 degrees. Days like that would be great out here, but it hasn't gotten that warm out here. So there hasn't been any significant snowfall here, and I think since Christmas. So we're over 2 weeks and we still have snow on the ground. Anyways, when you have such a slow thaw, especially with the clay soil up here, it just turns everything into a mess. An absolute mess. So that's why I haven't been able to come up here. We had so much snow. We've had some tree damage. There's stuff like this everywhere. Yeah, you see where it broke off up there, and another one there, and then another one behind it, and so on. That's all over the place around here, and sadly enough, my favorite tree here, it took some damage as well. And I saw it a month ago or so. A little over a month ago, when we had the big snow in November. I could see it from that camera over there above the door. Oh yeah, dang it. I saw these branches hanging off real far off the side here from the camera. Oh no. Look at that, limb is snapped, split in two. That's a bummer. Dang it. It's gonna end up falling one of these days. I don't know. These junipers are pretty resilient. I've seen entire trees bust down, fall over on the ground, snapped off at the bottom. But there'll be a little bit of the tree still tied to the roots, and it'll continue to grow on the ground. So this may not be, I can't tell, it's hard to say. This may not be the end of that limb. I'm wondering if I just trim off this heavier stuff at the end and relieve some of that pressure. I don't want a hole in this side of the tree. This tree was dang near perfectly round, and now it's got this big old thing hanging off here. Anyways, it's that kind of thing all over the place. Here's another one over here. Let's see. Yep. That snapped off at the base. So, I haven't even checked. I know I saw one down the driveway. I'm not going to take you guys down there right now, but around the corner here, there's a couple of big trees on the corner over there. I had to drive around some of the limbs that had busted off early this morning. So, we had too much snow at one time. It just loads up in these trees, and then you know, if it doesn't melt off fast enough, it puts too much stress on these limbs and it ends up breaking them. Yeah, it's just kind of what it is. It happened about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. We had a lot of snow that season, and trees all over the whole ranch were split. Some, not all of them, but many of them were split in half. I got a bunch of them on my property that were split in half from that. It's just weird. Some seasons it snows like crazy, and then I think we had one winter here where we didn't really get any snow. Just don't understand it. Anyways, it's a little breezy, as you can tell by the wind chime over there, and cold and breezy is not good. So I'm getting cold. Anyways, so it's been 3 months since I've been here, other than the trees, which is really, look at that, that's just, it's really disappointing. Other than the trees, what have I noticed that needs attention? Let's see, I sprung a leak in my trailer, in the roof. In fact, there's snow on it right now. It's more like ice, but it's right over my bed. And it was dripping onto my bed, so I'm gonna go up there either today or tomorrow, probably today. I don't know, I haven't slept since yesterday, but I gotta get all that ice off there, clean it off, and then I gotta throw some, I forget what the heck it's called. It's what you put on the roof of a trailer. It's white, it's flexible, it seals roofs. Anyways, I got a couple of bottles of that somewhere. I think they're inside there. I feel like I got something climbing around inside my boot right now. I don't like it. Jeez, I think I do. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, gotta fix the leak on that. That's a big problem. So that'll be priority, I think. And I need to fill the water on my battery bank. Do a little battery bank maintenance. Let's see if we have any trees still alive over here. All right. Well, this is one that never looked great. It looks like it's still alive. Looks like it is, it's just hard to tell. I forget which one of these I had a cedar tree in, but it looks like we no longer have a cedar tree because I see no cedar trees in any of these over here. Oh yeah, it was this one right here. I think he got crushed by all the snow. Well, that's a bummer, because I think it's still alive. Let's see. Yeah, it is still alive. Dang it. Huh. Well, I might try to uncover that and see if it'll survive. I can't believe it's still alive. Huh. Crazy. Yeah, these are still going, still alive, which is great. That snow is a little stressful for them, it looks like. And this was my favorite one, and it's looking pretty good. So far these are keepers. And since we're here, I might as well show you the tree on the driveway. Man, it's just split in half. Look at that. That whole thing just split in half. Ay, ay, ay. Wow. Look at the devastation on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6. I can't see. There's probably more on the other side. Oh, 7, 8 at the top. Major limbs on this tree snapped by the snow. This is crazy. It looks like somebody blasted this tree. Yeah, this is what I had to drive around this morning. This used to be one gigantic bush, perfect green bush, juniper tree, flattened. Ah, man. I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. There's no way I'm gonna get all this done while I'm here. I'm only gonna be here till maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. This is gonna have to probably wait for another day, another trip, I think. Dang it. Yeah. And I got more over there. My cool looking tree over there with all the crazy arms and stuff. That one broke too. Well, anyways. Yeah, that's gonna have to be another trip. I wasn't prepared for all the down tree limbs. Well, since I'm here, I'm gonna walk over and check out the manzanitas. Just massacred this tree. Man. Make sure nothing's gonna fall on my head here. Look at this. This massive limb snapped. Another one here. Another one over there. How do these dang trees survive out here all this time without getting crushed? I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. I think these last few years have been kind of a fluke. I don't think we normally get this much snow. Usually like, I don't know, 12 inches or so. That's a good snow up here. We had dang near 2 feet in out of one storm overnight. So, that's a bummer. Well, I don't know about this either. This thing got flattened by snow also. I just can't win. I think it's, yeah, it's still alive. Yeah, it's still alive. Looks like crap though. Yeah, this one's that limb on this side split off. Dang it. This one's been dead forever since I planted it, practically. I think it's dead anyways. We'll find out in spring. Anyways. You can see how deep the snow is right here still. You're talking 8-10 inches. So I plan on coming up here this weekend and just checking on the place. I haven't been up here in so long. I didn't think I was going to have a whole lot to do up here. And I've got plenty of stuff to do now, so. First things first, I got to be able to get into my shipping container so I can access some of my tools, and before I open the shipping container I have to clear a path in front of it to open the doors because there's snow built up right there. So I'm gonna go shovel some snow so I can get into the container where my ladder is so I can get up on top of that trailer. Great thing is I don't need a refrigerator right now. I literally have my milk. I have my milk sitting in a snow drift beside the tiny cabin over there. Just stuffed it in the snow. So, all right, guys, this is dragging on long enough for now. So, whew, it's cold. I'm gonna let you go and see what I can't get going here in the next couple hours. I'll get back with you guys later. It's coffee time. Good morning. Well, good morning. It is, let's see, January 13th. It's about 10:30 in the morning and it's 39 degrees. I actually woke up for the last time around 4:30 this morning. Yeah, my sleep's all screwed up because I work nights, and I drove up here at night. I got here at about 4 a.m. 2 mornings ago. I can't even remember. Anyways, I got here Monday morning. Sunday morning. Sorry, I'm all screwed up. I got here Sunday morning, 4 a.m. Got unpacked, kinda, and got everything going. It took like 2 hours, at least, with the furnace going, just to get this thing to a temperature that I was comfortable with. It was that cold, and these trailers are horribly insulated, especially these stick and tin models. They're not the greatest for cold weather environments. So you're going to be running a furnace a lot. I think I've been here for about 2 days. What is today? Monday? Sunday? Well, I guess just over a day. Furnace has been running non-stop on this thing. It'll shut off for 5 or 10 minutes and then it'll kick back on again. It's been that cold, and these things just are horribly insulated. So they don't retain the heat very much at all. The nicer models with the what do you call it? The I don't even know what they are. Composite siding. They're better insulated, and then of course when you get up in the $50,000 to $70,000 range on the fifth wheels, which is what I'll probably end up getting someday, they got a thicker wall on them, and they're much better insulated. But anyways, it is what it is. You know, that's what you get when you pay for a trailer like this. Cost me $18,000, $19,000, whatever. It's kind of what you get. So anyways, what I was getting at is my sleep's been all screwed up. I haven't slept much in the last day and a half or so. An hour here, hour there, and then finally I got up today at 4:30. I had a massive headache. Man, one of the worst headaches I've had in a long time. And too many ibuprofen later, and it's almost gone. You know, 6 hours later. So just about. I think it's because I've been sleeping on the couch, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen the couch in my rig here, but it's well, it's a piece of crap. It is what it is. It's what they come with, and they're not very comfortable. I've been sleeping on the couch because there's a there's a leak in the roof over my bed, and I need to get that squared away today. And I gotta put a sheet over the bed or something. It's got a pretty good water stain that's on the sheet that's on the bed, and I'm gonna have to end up taking that back with me and washing it when I get home. So anyways, when I got up at 4:30 this morning, it was 32 degrees. And as the morning went on, right around 8 o'clock this morning, it dropped down to 24 degrees. So I thought that was kind of strange, but anyways, now it's up to 39, and as you can see, the snow is melting off finally, except for the shaded areas. And I'll show you where I had my milk all day yesterday until about 9 o'clock last night. I had it stashed over here in this little snowbank right there on top of this toolbox. All this snow slides off the roof and ends up here, and this is a for most of the day, this area is pretty shaded, so it really never melts away. Sticks around the longest. So, you know, the snow's about a foot deep right here, and then in some places it's only a couple inches. So, I broke out the generator yesterday. I got my shipping container opened up. Had to clear a bit of snow out of the way for that. I thought I was going to have to use a generator because the batteries, well, it's winter time, the panels don't get nearly as much sun, and they're not at the greatest angle for where the sun is in the sky this time of year. But no, I managed to make it all night. If you hear that sound, that's my surveillance notifying my phone that there's movement out here. Anyways, yeah, all night, half the day yesterday, all night, no problems with the battery. So I was surprised about that. So let's see, wind turbine's still there. Looks the same as it did when I left here 3 months ago. Still isn't really producing, but I'm just impressed with the tower that I built. That thing was a pain in the butt to build, and you know, it cost a decent amount of money. But anyways, if I can't figure out how to get this thing to produce more power, I'll end up just putting something else up there that I know works, and I've already got a tower in place, and it's real easy to lower. I lower it with a winch that I attach to the front of my truck. It comes down in like a couple minutes. So I'm gonna try to get in here later and check the water on the batteries. The snow and ice needs to go away, but whatever, I can probably raise that, no problem. Anyways, I had the generator set out over here waiting to plug it in last night, and I never ended up having to use it, so I did get it running just to warm it up yesterday. There's times when it's so cold out here, and if you haven't run a generator in a while in the cold, they're really a pain to start. But it actually didn't give me too much trouble. I think after the 5th or 6th pull, it fired right up. So, all right. So this is all that soil that I added when I put this walkway in, and you can see from the freezing and thawing that it's really lifted the soil up here. It's expanded. It's not compressed at all now, so I don't know. It's kind of an issue with the soil around here. It's every time it freezes and then thaws, it ends up doing this. I think that's why my solar panels have gotten loose in their foundation. Where was I going? Anyways, I brought up some poppy seeds. I'm just going to throw them around in different areas, and hopefully the birds and the little critters don't eat them up. But yeah, I didn't do a whole lot yesterday, other than I spent a fair amount of time trying to get my Dometic gas electric fridge to work yesterday, and I did not get it to work. If you guys don't know, the refrigerator is right back behind these panels here on a trailer, and there's the exhaust vent for the refrigerator and the furnace. Let's see, so I think I mentioned it in another video, my last video, when I try to fire the fridge up, you hear the igniter ticking away, and then finally you hear like just a blast, like the gas ignites in one big puff, and it's not supposed to do that, and but it never actually lights. Well, yesterday when I pulled that apart, the part of the igniter, the thermal, whatever the heck it is, it's like a little electrode, or not electrode, yeah, I guess an electrode, a probe that goes into the combustion area. The wire leading up to that thing was pretty burnt, so I think that might be part of the problem. I took the jet off of the fuel line where it sprays out the fuel, and I cleaned it out, and it seemed to help a little bit when I put it all back together. It would ignite, but you could tell it wasn't running or burning the way it's supposed to. It sounded real strange in there, and the igniter just kept ticking away. It would never shut off like it's supposed to. So I think I'm going to end up buying a new igniter system for this, and probably a new jet, and I think that'll probably solve the problem for now. There was a mud dauber's nest in there close to the igniter, but it wasn't really in an area that should interfere with anything. But I did not take apart there's like a cylinder made out of sheet metal in there where the combustion takes place. I didn't pull that apart, and I could see below it there was some debris in there, so there may be a nest in there, I don't know, or maybe a mud dauber got in there and made a nest on top of the point where it ignites. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and buy those parts. They're fairly inexpensive, and I'll just switch them out. So other than that, I didn't really do anything else yesterday. I wasn't feeling well, and I was extremely tired, and I just couldn't sleep. I tried, but I couldn't. So today I am going to go up here and take the ice off the top of the trailer, hopefully, and get it cleaned up there, and then I'm going to seal off, or hopefully locate where it's leaking. It's leaking literally right about here on the roof, probably right in the middle of the roof, or at least that's where it's dripping through on the inside. It could be leaking anywhere up there, and then find a low spot there and drip inside. But anyways, I'm going to look for what looks like an entry point for water and try to seal that up. What else am I going to do? Well, I'm going to try to fire up my quad. It hasn't been fired up since October, and it's really cold, so we'll see if it'll fire up. The battery might be dead on it. That's another thing about the cold. Anything that has batteries that sits up here, they are usually dead at some point during a season of cold like this. So all the batteries that I have in my little weather station that's inside, it's a remote system like an Accurite or whatever, those are always dead when I come up here in the winter. The cold just sucks the power right out of them. So anything like that, I have to always change out the batteries. Yeah, later on I might take a ride on the quad, and again, I'm going to try to do the water on the batteries, get that going. I didn't have any leaks, water leaks or anything broken from the freeze. I've got a pretty good system, I think, that I have down, that I do every time I leave here now. And all I really do is I don't drain the tanks. I don't mess with those anymore. I used to do that every time, but it's a kind of a pain in the butt on this trailer, because they're underneath there in front of the axles. You got to climb under there and get all nasty, and it's just a pain. So now what I do is I'll turn the pump off inside, and I will open up every faucet valve in the trailer, every last one of them, and I will step on the toilet flush pedal, and also relieve the pressure from the hot water heater tank in the back here. There's a little valve that you flip up, and it relieves the pressure in there. And what it does is it basically relieves the pressure in all the lines, and draws the water back from the faucets, from the valves. So when it does freeze and it expands, it doesn't reach the valves and break anything. That's the issue I had with my toilet a couple years ago, I think it was. I forgot to step on that flush pedal after I turned the pump off, and relieve the pressure and get the water out of the valve there in the toilet. And it froze and expanded and cracked the valve on the toilet. So that hasn't happened. I've also busted a shower head in there before, and that hasn't happened either, again, since I've been doing this. So seems to work out pretty good. Yeah. It's a little breezy again right now. I think that's about it. Haven't seen any critters since I've been here. There were a lot of cattle that came through here, up and even the day I got here. Well, when I came up Saturday, prior to me getting here, there was a lot of cattle that came through here. You can see they were hanging out underneath this tree right here. Kind of, I don't know, just kind of kicked up the dirt and dug it out right here a little bit for some reason. I don't know why. But, yeah, so I think I could probably leave out of here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I should be good to drive on all of this. Right now it would be it'd be a mess if I was to drive on it right now, but 8 o'clock in the morning, it's still frozen, and it shouldn't be a problem getting out of here. So, I'm gonna put you guys on hold here for a little bit. I'm gonna throw on some tunes, go check out my trees, and then I'm gonna probably get to work out here. So, all right guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I found a bag of grass seed that I had inside the shipping container. I don't know if it's any good. I've had it for probably a year or longer, and it got cooked inside that shipping container at the end of summer there. So who knows if it's any good, but I went ahead and just spread some of it out here in all this loose dirt, both sides there, in hopes that some of it'll take root anyways. Just to help keep the stuff from eroding. Went ahead and took the quad out and got it started, no problem. I actually had to use the choke. This quad, I've only had to use the choke on it probably 3 times ever. It doesn't matter what time of the year, but for whatever reason it didn't want to start without the choke this time, so I put the choke and it started right up. Okay, so the roof on the trailer. This stuff's pretty dangerous right here. I got a ditch. It's like 16 inches deep here. Okay, so some of these trailers you can get, some or all or most, I don't know what the ratio is, but they come with a rubber roof. So this is all rubber. Pretty soft, it's flexible, and considering that it's been beaten under the sun for the last 4 or 5 years, coming up on 5 years, it's in fairly decent condition. You can see the extensive damage of my delaminated front cap here. What a worthless product. I'm not kidding, the whole thing. So guys, look out for that on your RVs. This was the seam I was talking about that I was worried was probably leaking, and it might somewhere. It doesn't look too bad. It's pretty dirty from just years of sitting here, but this, by the way, this whole thing was covered in about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of ice, just like this. Underneath this bit of snow here is ice. This is all. So it took me a little bit. It's pretty thick over there in the middle. It took me a bit to clear this off, but I did find a couple of holes right here. It looks, and right, you can see it looks like something was sitting, a bird was sitting here and pecking at this. You can see right there where they were pecking at it. And then I got some cracks here in this, I forget what the heck this stuff's called, but I have it in the cargo trailer. It's not solid, it's not silicone, but it works pretty good. Some cracks here and here, all the way down. I don't know if that's where the leak is, but I know this is one of them. These two areas right here. So I'm gonna wait for this whole thing to dry, warm up a little bit, and then I'm gonna clean this off with some detergent, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up with some of that, whatever that stuff is. I'll show it to you here in a little bit when I pull it. I gotta pull it out of there and let it sit out in the sun so it can warm up, so I can get it out of the tube. But
well, tonight's the night.
If I have enough of it, I'll probably do this whole seam right here once I dry it off and clean it. I just hate walking on top of these roofs. I really don't want to tear this stuff, and it's a very thin layer. So, plus I just don't trust the the integrity of the roof. So, it looks like right over there behind the AC, the roof dips a little bit, and I don't like that. It's probably from all the snow load. So I gotta get this thing covered. I gotta put a carport over this thing. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, because I got a rather large project I'm gonna be working on over there. That's gonna take me quite a bit of time and money. So, and I have to do that before the end of this coming summer. So don't have to, but it's something that I need to get done. So yeah, I'm gonna let this dry off a little bit, clean this up, and then I'll get those tubes out and I'll show you what they are. It's warming up pretty good. I don't know what the temperature is. It's probably 45 degrees, but it feels pretty good out here in the sun. And everything is just a mess. It's just a wet, muddy, nasty mess. So there's no way I would try to leave here during the day, because I would probably get stuck. And it's only this first, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles where it's a real issue. The rest of the road along the ranch isn't too bad, but right here it's pretty nasty, and I don't want to drive on it when it's wet. I have the whole undercarriage of my truck just caked in it. So all right, so yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for now. Give it some time to dry up there, warm up a little bit more, and we'll get that patched up as best we can with what we have. So as you notice, I did not bring up Sadie, my dog. There's no way I was going to bring her up here and have her running around out here in all this muck. My trailer and my truck would be a disaster with her up here right now. So hopefully I could bring her up next time. I'll probably be back up here sometime in February. Not again this month for sure. I am going to be up here for a couple of weeks in April. It'll probably just be me and the dog. The wife isn't going to come up this time. She'll come up at the end of summer. We're having a get together out here with some family and friends. So I might bring up one of my kids, or 2 or 3, or however many want to come up if they're out of school. So we'll see. It's a little far out yet, but I do plan on being here for a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna get a lot of stuff done. Mainly that project over there. I gotta get cracking on that. Yeah, that's about it. It's a beautiful day, nice and sunny, cool and breezy. Right now I think I'm gonna chill out for a few minutes, and then I don't know, I'll find something else to do while I'm waiting on this thing to dry up here. All right guys, I'll get back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, it's just after 3 p.m. I think today's high is going to be 47 degrees. The snow is melting pretty quickly and turning into a mud block. All right, so I went ahead and sealed the roof. There were quite a bit more holes than I initially thought. This is the stuff. I don't know if you can see it. Lap sealant. Decor products. It's self-leveling and it's white. It's very gooey. You just gob it on wherever your leak is, and it doesn't have to look perfect, but over time it pulls out into a nice looking bead all on its own. 501 LSW, whatever that means. Anyways, that's the stuff, and it works pretty good. So I'm gonna take you up real quick and show you what I did. I started on the other side and then finished over here. Whoa. So I put a ton of it on here. This whole thing, that's the old stuff, the darker colored stuff. Same stuff, I think, that they use when they manufacture the trailer. This is all cracked right here. And this metal seam that kind of joins the front cap to the roof. That lap sealant, the old stuff that was on there all the way down, was cracked on both sides, so I would imagine water could get in there. There was a scrape right here. Must have been done when the trailer was manufactured, and at one point it looks like it was getting ready to, I think it might have gone through the rubber. So I just put a little bit on there, and then obviously all the way down. Covered up those peck holes from the stupid birds up here. You could see the damage it did to the roof beneath the rubber. The texture is all weird looking over there as compared to like right here. There were more holes here. Stupid birds. There's another one right there next to the AC. And I went ahead and went around some of the like the antenna over there and the vent hood right there. That stuff was all cracked, so I went around that. And down at the end there were 3 more holes from birds. I don't know what they find appealing about this stuff, but they'll peck a hole right through it. And that's what they did down there, here, and over there. So I think I pretty well have the problem areas covered. I would imagine over time there's going to be more holes developed because of these birds out here. So I don't know what to do about that. This trailer, I don't plan on ever moving this trailer from this property ever again. Not at all. This is a permanent location for this trailer. So I just need to get it covered. As long as I get it covered and the damn birds want to come up here and chew through the roof, I guess it wouldn't really matter too much. But I don't know any other way to keep the birds off of this thing. And it's not the blue jays around here, it's those big giant turkey-sized black crows out here. They'll land up here and you'll just hear them pop, 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 pop for whatever reason. I don't know why. Anyways, I think I'm done with this project for now. I'm definitely going to get some more of that lap sealant. That stuff is awesome. You can see how it's starting to level out here. And I just gobbed that stuff on. It was all just ugly when I put it on, and it's still ugly, but it's leveling out on its own, and it'll do that over time. But anyways, I think the roof is pretty well taken care of for now. This thing, it's been a pain in my butt. The sun did this to this thing. This thing was fine until I brought it up here, and the sun just beat this thing to crap the first year I had it here. If I rolled it out, the rest of it from here out is just fine. It's just the stuff that's exposed to the sun. But yeah, so whatever. I don't plan on using that anymore. Anyways, what else? Oh, here's a view above the trailer, in case you haven't seen it. That's north. Property goes that way a bit. And that is east. Property goes quite a ways that way, about a quarter mile. So Anyways, all right, I'm gonna get down off of here. I did some house cleaning to kill some time while I was waiting for this to all dry up out here. Stuff that's been bugging me for a bit. So, all right. It's actually nice out here right now, even though it's 47 degrees. It feels really good. I'm just out here in just a sweatshirt. Probably could take it off and just use my long sleeve shirt and that'd be fine, but it doesn't feel cold out here at all until you walk over there into the shade, and then it gets cold. Vacuumed in there for probably like 20-25 minutes. I have a Shark vacuum. I love those things. And then went out and checked the battery bank afterwards. I was still sitting at it started out, when I started vacuuming, it was 13.8, still in bulk mode. And then after vacuuming, it was 13.7 or 13.6 in bulk mode. So not too bad, considering vacuums draw a lot of power. So I've kind of learned a little bit about my battery bank over time. And what I've learned is, and this is probably true of all battery banks, or most anyways, decent size battery bank, which, you know, I've got 16 of those deep cycle golf cart batteries. What I've learned is, as long as you're not drawing heavy power from large appliances like, well, for instance, the AC on top or the microwave for long periods of time, it'll do everything else, including the furnace, all flipping night long, and it will not drain this thing to a dangerous level. And I mean, I'm talking watching TV all night, lights on, charging phone, I got a laptop in there I was charging all night. It didn't take all night, but it's powering my cell phone signal booster all night. Everything that's in there that I would use whenever I felt like using it, it would power just fine. And it doesn't draw the bank down. I don't know how to explain it, but it'll draw the voltage down by the end of the night, by near morning, but it'll get to like 12.2 volts, and it'll just sit there forever. It'll go through the higher voltage, draw it down quicker, but then it gets to like 12.2, and then it just sits there, and it doesn't go much lower than that. So, and yeah, I use a microwave from time to time, but you know, you don't use a microwave for an hour or two at a time. It's a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. Same thing with the coffee maker. However, I didn't bring up my Keurig this time. I take it home with me in the winter now, because the last one I had, it sat here and it froze, and the little reservoir inside broke. And that was a $100 Keurig, $120, whatever. Kind of pissed me off. It was stupid. I didn't even think about it. The little water reservoir that's inside the machine, not outside the machine. So, started doing pour overs, which are, if you've never had a coffee, pour over coffee, those are awesome. It's the best coffee, I think, that you can get or make, as long as you have good coffee, obviously. But it's a totally different flavor, even if you just use the same grounds as compared to like if you did it through a Keurig or whatever. It's more refined, I guess you could say. It's a more refined flavor. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really good. They just take a little longer to make the coffee. There's kind of an art to it that you gotta kind of learn over time, and I just started doing it, and I think I've got it figured out pretty well. So, all right, turbine's spinning up pretty good, but it's probably not really doing anything inside the power room right now. It just looks pretty. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here. What am I gonna do next? I think I'm gonna go fill up the battery bank. If I can do that after fixing the roof and all other little things that I've done while I've been here, I feel pretty good about what I got done here. So, yep. I got a couple hours of light left. Probably take a flashlight over there with me to fill up the battery banks. I got a feeling they're going to be pretty low. I haven't checked them in. Oh, when did I check them? Okay, I haven't checked them since I put them in the box. Whenever that was. March? Something like that. I don't remember. One of my videos when I brought the battery bank up here. Was it March? June? I can't remember. Anyways, that's all I need to do. And then I'm going to clean up in a little bit. Get everything prepped to leave in the morning. And because I don't have to deal with anything in the morning. I just want to get up, do a couple things here inside the trailer, lock everything up, and get out of here before this whole road turns into a mud bog. So I have a couple of different products I want to do a review on, but I don't know if I'm going to do them now or another time. Probably another time. This video is getting pretty darn long. You know how my videos are. I don't look at the clock when I record, so. All right, yep, been a beautiful day. Just a little breezy. No clouds anywhere in sight, which I love. And just a mess. Complete mess. I think I would have enjoyed myself a lot more had the ground been dry. But what are you gonna do? That's winter up here from time to time, so. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I may update you guys here later. I may not. So we'll see you later, guys. Take care. Okay, so I went ahead and took a look at the battery bank, and I'm gonna have a little change of plan. So I'm not gonna fill the batteries right now. I forgot that when I put this thing together, there's a couple of places that are the wire, the cables are kind of in the way to open these, especially that one there. That's just a big old mess. So I'm gonna end up having to take all this apart over here, or actually just take that one apart and then move all those wires, the cables out of the way. And then this one here, I was able to get it open, but it's a pain because of this right here. I'd have to loosen this a little bit to make it a little bit easier, because I don't want to break that. So if you haven't seen the bank, I don't know if you can see it in the low light here, but there's the battery bank. Here's the box. The batteries weren't really cold at all when I opened this thing up. This insulation along with the pink stuff, as you can see in there, that stuff works pretty good. It was a reasonable temperature in here. So anyways, I looked at 4 or 5 different batteries, and the water level is nowhere near the top of the plates, which actually surprised me, since I haven't checked them since about, I don't know when it was when I put this box in here. I don't remember when I did it. I don't know, March, April, or June, or not June, May, I don't know, one of those. I can't remember when, but I haven't checked them since then. Shame on me, should have. But they're not low. I mean, they're a little low, but that nowhere near the danger zone, so to speak. So and I'm gonna wait probably till next month when I come back, and hopefully there's none of this on the ground, and to make this a little bit easier, I use a it's kind of like a turkey baster, but it's got a smaller tip. It's for automotive applications, but it's basically, it looks like a turkey baster, same principle. But I use that to put water in these. It's very difficult to get the water in there, especially from a jug, you know, a gallon jug of distilled water. It's hard to pour it in each of those without making a mess. So if there's something better out there to use other than a turkey baster style, you know, or way of putting the water in here, please let me know, you guys. I'm open to suggestions. It seems to work all right. It's not perfect, but it works all right. So, yep, the bank is doing good. I'm happy with it. Totally happy with it. For this application, I cannot complain. It ain't cheap. However, it's a lot cheaper than lithium. So, each of these batteries was like $89 at Sam's Club. So you can do the math, 16 batteries, it's a lot of money. And I didn't buy them all at once, I bought them over time. You know, 2 here, two there, another 4. I think I bought it one time, something like that. But, you know, when the money's available, just add to it. But someday, when I go with a much larger system, wherever that is, whether it be here or where I'd like to put an actual house back that way, I'm gonna probably end up going, well, depending on what the technology is at that time, probably going to go with lithium batteries. It's a lot more expensive, but dollar for dollar, it's a better deal. If you can afford the large upfront cost, it's a better. You get more battery and more usage out of the battery for the money that you spend on them. So that's probably what I'll end up doing later on down the road. But for this application, for this trailer, powering what I have inside the cabin there, all the stuff I have outside plugged in, it works just fine. And these 1,000 watts from these Renogy solar panels, which again, I'll go with a different solar panel in the future. Nothing wrong with these are great panels, but again, dollar for dollar or dollar for watt, it's not the best deal. They're really good panels, but there's far cheaper panels out there, larger panels, larger wattage panels for what these cost. So anyways, 1,000 watts, it's not a lot when it comes to solar, but it charges this bank. It'll put it into float mode. Well, had I not vacuumed for 20-25 minutes, it would definitely be in float mode by now, but I don't know if it'll make it into float or not. If anything, I'll run a generator for about half hour to get it up there. But yeah, it's a good system. It's a good setup for this application. Basically, all of my power needs here are covered by 1,000 watts of panels and this battery bank. So it's a pretty cool feeling when you know you can be pretty self-sufficient in a location that is very remote and not feel like you're roughing it. That was my big thing. Was, you know, I did the whole rough it thing when I was younger, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be comfortable up here. So, and you know, I'm into electronics and stuff, so it's my thing. Anyways, this video has gone on long enough. Some of you are probably pulling your damn hair out right now. Anyways, I'm just gonna clean up, I think, tonight. Clean up, get things ready so I can get out of here in the early hours of the morning. Just get myself ready to go. And that's about it, guys. That's all I've got. Probably like, yay, thank God. Anyways, that's it, guys. It's been a nice trip. Aside from the mess that we have here, otherwise it's been good. And so glad I got to come up here. It's been so long. I've been really missing this place. So Wish I could have brought the dog. She loves it up here and she's getting fat. She needs some exercise, but next month hopefully. We'll see. Who knows, it snows up here until May sometimes. Usually the last snow is in April, but last year it was May, so we'll see. Anyways, guys, you guys take care. Have a great rest of your January, and we'll see you in the next video, guys.